Well, good morning, everybody. We're here at the Wichita Valley Rail Trail. We are getting ready for Earth Day by warming up our observational skills. Here on the left, we've got some wild plums. This habit will often tell you you're looking at a plum. You've got this little stand of very close, similarly sized shrubs. A thicket, if you will. They've already bloomed out, it looks like. Here you can see some of the spent flowers. Just about done. So I'm going to use this plum thicket as a little windbreak. Now we're coming up on Earth Day, and I think it's great. I think it's great that we've got a day to celebrate the planet on which we live. And there are a lot of cool things that you can do on Earth Day to celebrate. But I think what I like to do is take the opportunity to use Earth Day as a day to come up with, or a time to come up with, new ways to incorporate a more holistic relationship with the Earth in everyday life that persists throughout the year. A sort of every day is Earth Day sort of approach. And today I thought I'd share one of the things that I am interested in, and I think that everyone ought to do. I do this sort of sporadically. I'll go through periods where I learn a whole lot and then don't learn for a while and then pick it up again, and sort of this pendulum swing approach. But I think if we can make an effort to learn one name a week, one name of a plant, one name of an animal like a bird or an insect or a reptile, one mineral, one type of mushroom, one fungus that exists in our environment that we interact with on a semi-regular or a regular basis, we will become much more plugged into the world around us. And once you know the names of the things around you, you can develop a relationship and an observational skill that's much stronger than anything else, than just a name even. The coloring on his head is a lighter brown than the rest of its body. Is that a cowbird? I think it's a cowbird. So it's not blooming yet, but we can still make a lot of observations that might get us closer to an ID. And when it blooms, you know, if this is a plant that we can come back and visit, maybe in 2 weeks or so, we can maybe catch it in bloom and get even more information. And if you have something like iNaturalist, it can make this process of learning the names of things much easier, because even if the photo identification software can only get you maybe to a genus, usually people are more than happy to give their advice on what plant they think it is, and you can usually get pretty close to an ID using something like iNaturalist. Of all of the photo identification softwares, I think it's the best because iNaturalist has community correspondence, and it's widely used by many people that take the IDs of organisms very seriously. So for something like plants or animals or fungi, iNaturalist is your best bet for trying to put names to some of these things. Now the thing about picking up something like a bag that's trash is you automatically have a receptacle to put more trash in. Isn't that great? Yeah, before they actually harden and become the infamous spines, cactus leaves are actually tender and succulent. So these reddish things here, these are actually the succulent young leaves. And you can see they still got the glochids there at the base. But these young leaves that will turn into the bigger spines right now are actually pretty moist, pretty succulent. Oh, but then of course they turn into these larger spines. Now when you're looking at cactus, if you're interested in trying to find diagnostic characteristics on something like a prickly pear, some of the keys ask about things like how many spines are at each of these little nodes, at each of these points where you got the glochids and spines emerge. How many are there generally? Which direction do they point? And how long are they? And not just how long are they in general, but you'll notice down here at the base we have shorter spines, maybe up to 2 or 3 centimeters. This one's about 3 centimeters. But then up here they're much longer. We have this one's probably like 4 or 5 centimeters. So these things are important characteristics if you don't have a flower when you're trying to identify something like a prickly pear cactus. But yeah, this guy's a real beauty. I think my plant of the week is going to be whatever species of hackberry this is. Because while I adore the hackberry, and I have for a long time, they have a great ecological role. They sustain many different species, a wonderful native plant. Well, I accidentally tore it off, but here at the end, closer to my palm here, we have these 2 fruits. You can actually still see the stigmas sticking out of the end, the apex of these fruits. These are the developing ovaries. These will become hackberries. And here we've got a couple that are a little farther along. Alright, well that's about all I got for this beautiful spring day. You guys enjoy Earth Day. I hope you guys do something valuable to you. And stay tuned to the channel for more exciting information about Resplantsibility. Talk to you guys soon.